Hello friends, today we are going to study about inventory control. In this video, we'll cover what is the meaning of inventory control, the different quantitative levels of inventory control, and the question asked in the past 4 attempts of CA Intermediate new syllabus. So what is inventory control? It is a function of ensuring that sufficient goods are retained in stock to meet all requirements without carrying unnecessarily large stock. A trade-off between stockout and overstocking is required. So, the objective of inventory control is to make a balance between sufficient stock and overstock. First, what is a stockout situation? Stockout situation is one where the business does not have sufficient raw material to carry on the production activity. The production activity is halted till fresh raw material comes into scene, and this affects the business very badly. The opposite extreme of this is overstocking. This is a situation where you maintain so much stock that you don't actually need it. Say for the normal consumption is around 250 kgs and you're maintaining 400 kgs. So that will amount to an overstocking situation. Stockout situation is bad because you won't be able to carry out your production, which will ultimately hamper your sales and your profit. But it doesn't mean that overstocking is a good scenario. If you're overstocked, the carrying cost of your inventory will increase manifold. You'll have to pay rent, maintenance for storage of those stock. You have to pay insurance. Then, with the passage of time, those stock might get old and obsolete, and you might not be able to use it in production, ultimately resulting in the loss of that excess stock. So we can say that neither is stockout situation is a good scenario, nor is overstocking. Thus, each and every business has to decide at what levels the stock should be maintained so as to strike a balance between these two. This whole process of deciding the most appropriate level of inventory is known as inventory control. We have to ensure that there is uninterrupted production flow, and also there is no situation where we have overstocking, which might result in excess cash outflows on account of storage, maintenance, and blockage of working capital. So basis for inventory control. Inventory control can be done by way of 4 techniques. The first, and what we are going to cover in this video, is by setting quantitative levels. The next is physical control. Next, using ratio analysis. And the last, on the basis of relative classification. In this video, we are going to focus on setting quantitative levels. So what are the quantitative levels we are talking about here? The first is the reorder stock level. The reorder level has been covered in detail in another video, the link of which has been provided below. Next is the reorder quantity or the economic order quantity. This also, being a very important concept, is covered in detail in another video, the link of which has been provided in the comment section below. The next 5 inventory levels that are important and which we are going to cover in this video are maximum stock level, minimum stock level, average stock level, danger stock level, and buffer stock. Now guys, material costing is a big chapter and the quantitative level is one portion of it, but it is an important part because questions do come from this section of the chapter. So please pay attention, and in case of any doubt, please post them in the comment section below. So let us begin with the maximum stock level. What is a Let us begin. We'll first do with the minimum stock level. So what is the minimum stock level? As the name suggests, it is the lowest level of material stock which must be maintained in hand at all times so there is no stoppage of production due to non-availability of inventory. If we look at the formula, so what was reorder level? Reorder level was a point at which when the stock comes, we are going to place a new order. Say the maximum stock that we maintain in an inventory is 200. So the inventory levels are 170, 150, 75, 50, and 0. 0 is the situation where we do not want to reach because then we will be at a stock out level. We won't have sufficient stock to carry on with the production activity. The reorder stock level say 150 is the point, that is, if my stock reaches 150 kg, I am going to place a fresh order. So say reorder level is 150 kgs. Now the supplier will definitely not deliver these goods, exceptions barred, in 1 or 2 days. There will definitely be a lead time between the point of time at which we have placed the order and the time when we'll finally receive it in our warehouse. So during that period, say the lead time is approx 5 to 6 weeks. So this would mean that the supplier will take approximately 5 to 6 weeks to deliver the order that we have placed with it. During these 5 to 6 weeks, we will consume some more of the raw material. Say on an average, we consume 75 kgs worth of raw material in those 5 to 6 weeks. So we have to subtract from this reorder level, that is the point at which we are placing the order, we have to subtract from it the average consumption done during the lead time to arrive at the lowest level of material stock which must be maintained in hand at all times. Therefore, the formula of the minimum stock level comes out to be the reorder level, that is at the point at which we are placing an order, and we reduce it with the average consumption rate, because at the end of 5 to 6 weeks, when the goods will actually reach the warehouse, we'll be having this level of stock with us in hand. Next is the maximum stock level. So the maximum stock level, as the name suggests, and as is opposite to the minimum stock level, is the highest level of material stock which can be held at any time. Any quantity beyond this level will cause extra amount of expenditure due to engagement of funds, cost of storage, etc. So again, say 75 is your reorder level. That is at the point at which you're going to place a fresh order. And suppose you place an order of 50 kgs. So when the order reaches you in a lead time of say 5 weeks, we are going to get 50 kgs of raw material. So if you just go by the feel of it, you'll think that the maximum level you'll have in hand will be the reorder level, that is the stock which you are already having in your warehouse, plus the 50 kgs which you are going to receive in hand when the supplier delivers the good, which will give us 125 kg. But that is not so. In 5 weeks, you will definitely use some of the raw material that is in the 75 kgs in your warehouse. That will be the minimum consumption. say on a minimum, you'll consume 25 kgs in 5 weeks. Therefore, when you get this order of 50 kg, you will have 75, which was your reorder level. That is the stock you had in hand when you placed the order, plus 50 kgs, that is the quantity which you have ordered, minus the consumption you did in those 5 weeks, that is 25 kgs, giving us 100 kgs. So 100 kg is actually the maximum highest level of material stock which will be there in your inventory at any point of time. So the formula might seem to be complicated, but if you see, it's relatively simple. The maximum stock level, just to repeat once, will be the reorder level, that is the point at which you're placing the stock, the reorder quantity, that is how much you're going to get at the lead time, expiry of the lead time, minus what minimum amount of raw material you're going to consume in that lead time. Average stock level. So as the name suggests, it's a quantity of material normally held in stock over a period. If you look at it, the computation is relatively simple. An average means the average of two things, the midpoint between two extremes. And the two extremes over here is a minimum stock level and the maximum stock level. So we are just going to find out the middle point, that will be the average stock level, which is going to be the maximum stock level plus the minimum stock level divided by 2. Then we also have another formula for it, that is the minimum stock level, which is the minimum you're going to maintain, plus half of whatever you're placing an order for. Say the minimum stock level was 100 kgs and you place an order of 50 kgs, then we assume that by the time we are going to get the product, we would have consumed half of that reorder quantity. So with that, we'll get the average stock level. Next is the danger level. Again, the word itself is self-explanatory. It is the level at which the normal issue of raw material are stopped and emergency issues are only made, because this is even below the minimum level. At this point of time, if you have this level of stock, you cannot continue with your normal rate of production. Only emergency issues can be made in this regard. So how will we calculate it? First, if you reach the danger level, we are definitely going to place an emergency purchase order on the supplier. Say if the lead time is 6 weeks, we'll request the supplier to give us that stock in 2 or 3 weeks, because it is an emergency situation. All the normal operations have been suspended because we do not have the quantity of raw material in hand. So a separate lead time for emergency purchases will be given in the question. We are going to multiply it with the average consumption. That will be your danger level. Next is the buffer stock. Buffer stock is a quantity of stock kept for contingency to be used in case of sudden order. Now that we have gone through each of the stock levels, we are going to do one sum. This was asked in CA Intermediate November 2018 new syllabus. So it is given that Messrs SJ Private Limited manufactures 20,000 units of a product per month. The purchase price is 100 per kg. Reorder period is 5 to 7 weeks. 5 will be the minimum reorder period and 7 will be the maximum reorder period. The consumption of the material varies from 200 to 300 kg per week. 200 is the minimum, 300 the maximum, and average consumption is given to be 250 kg. The carrying cost of the inventory is 9.75% per annum. The cost of placing an order is 1500. We have to calculate the reorder quantity, reorder level, maximum level, minimum level, and average stock level. First, we'll calculate the reorder quantity, that is the EOQ. This question has been covered in my other video in EOQ. Just a recapitulation of the same, EOQ is calculated by 2 root over 2 into annual requirement into cost per order divided by carrying cost per unit per annum. The annual requirement is given in the question. The monthly requirement is given in the question to be 20,000 units per month. So the annual consumption will be 20, sorry, I'd mentioned it in that video itself that 20,000 unit is actually the finished goods. It is not the raw material used. The raw material is 250 kg per week, which is the average consumption. Since we have to calculate the annual consumption for EOQ, and there is nowhere mentioned that it is going to be the minimum or the maximum consumption, we are going to consider the average consumption for calculating EOQ. So the average annual consumption turns out to be 250 kg into 52 weeks, giving us 13,000 kg. The cost of placing order is given in the question as 1,500 rupees. The carrying cost is calculated by multiplying the purchase price per unit into the carrying cost percentage as given in the question, giving us 9.75 rupees per unit. So the EOQ comes out to be 2000 kg. Next, we have the reorder level, that is the maximum reorder period into maximum consumption. The maximum reorder period is given in the question as 7 weeks, maximum consumption 300 kg. So the ROL is 7 weeks into 300 kg, giving us 2100 kg. Next, we have the maximum level. So we understood with the maximum level formula that we are going to place the order at the ROL, place an order at one point, which is the ROL, plus we are going to get the quantity which we have ordered, that is the ROQ, and we'll subtract from those two the minimum consumption that will be done in the lead time. So the formula turns out to be the maximum level equals to reorder level plus the reorder quantity minus the minimum consumption. So the reorder level we have calculated in the previous slide as 2100 kg, reorder quantity 2000 kg, minimum consumption is given in the question as 200 kg, and minimum reorder period is given as 5 weeks. So the maximum level is 2100 plus 2000 minus 200 into 5, giving us 3100 kg. So next we have the minimum level. The minimum level is calculated by the reorder level, that is the point at which we are going to place an order, and we'll subtract the average consumption that will be done in the lead time, which will give us the minimum level, that is the lowest level of stock that is going to be maintained. So the formula is minimum stock level equals to reorder stock level minus the average consumption during the lead time, which is reorder level is 2100 kg, average consumption 250 given in the question, and average reorder period will be the minimum reorder period, that is 5, plus maximum reorder period, that is 7, divided by 2, giving us 6 weeks. So the minimum level comes out to be 600 kg. And last, the average stock level we'll calculate by finding out the average of the maximum and the minimum stock levels, which gives us 1850 kg. With this, we have completed the question. Just to summarize all the various inventory levels that we have discussed in this question. The first is a reorder level. Reorder level is a point, that is a quantity of stock which is available in the warehouse when we place a fresh order. The reorder level tells us when to order. Reorder quantity is how much to order. Maximum stock level is up the highest level up to how much we'll maintain a stock. Minimum stock level, at least how much to stock. That is the lowest level of stocks we should maintain at the warehouse at all times. Average stock level is the stock that is normally maintained in the warehouse. Danger level is the point where all normal operations are suspended and only issues are made for emergency requirements. And a buffer stock is kept for any sudden demand that might be generated during the course of time. So with this, we finish with the inventory levels as discussed in the CA intermediate level. This is an important topic because questions do come from this. So if you have any doubt, feel free to post them in the comments section below. Thank you and happy learning.